The Octoling known as 8, alongside Pearl of the musical duo Off the Hook, who was now a drone for some reason, had found themselves in a strange, bleached version of Angopolis Square. There, they had also encountered a strange feline creature named Gatomon, who called herself a Digimon, who claimed 8 was in possession of her partner's Digivice. 8 promised to help her find said partner, Kari. Shortly after, they met another Digimon, Vmon, who claimed to be Pearl's Digimon partner, and the formerly sanitized Octoling, Ahacht, who was partnered with Armadillomon. It turns out that the former partners of the Digimon were humans, and as far as anyone knew, humanity was long extinct. Gatomon had trouble accepting this as the truth, however. Shortly after they had rescued Marina, along with their own partner, Wormmon, both of whom were being controlled by the mysterious AI, Order, an old ally of the Digimon, Ganai, appeared in front of them and sadly confirmed the fate of humanity and what happened to the Digimon's previous partners. In that moment, 8 could see Gatomon's eyes widening, her small body shaking, her heart shattering into a million pieces. 8 reached out to her.
Gatomon.
Kari, this can't be. No! Gatomon screamed at the top of her lungs, turning around and bolting, jumping over the barrier at the back of the square. 8 decided to go after her, telling her friends to wait in the square. 8 called out for Gatomon as she walked, becoming increasingly aware of how ephemeral the city surrounding the Order sector truly was, as she found herself passing through buildings and objects like they weren't even there. On some level, they really weren't. Just a backdrop for a VR game in an area she wasn't supposed to be in. Thankfully, reaching the very edge of the simulation didn't take long. If the world just stopping with nothing but an abyss beyond it wasn't enough of a clue, it was the black triangular obelisks in the distance, jutting out from the abyss that lined the horizon. Or were they white inverted obelisks with red roots coming from the sky? She wasn't sure. The sight was just wrong. It was there she finally found Gatomon, sitting at the very edge, curled up by herself. 8 took a deep breath and sat down next to her.
I'm sorry about your partner. Her name is Kari, right? Hikari Yagami. Kari was her nickname. She was the brightest light in my life, and the kindest and most wonderful person I ever knew.
8 just nodded.
I figured you cared about her a lot. I knew humans were mortal and didn't reincarnate. For heaven's sake, I even saw a man die in front of his own partner who he only just met. But I never considered that I'd have to face the reality that I'd lose her. Or maybe I was hoping I'd die first and be reborn without those memories, so I wouldn't have to bear the pain of losing her.
8 couldn't help but imagine if she had to suffer the heartbreak of losing one of her new friends or found family so abruptly.
You're not dragging me back, you know. I don't plan to. I'm just going to sit here and keep you company until you're ready to come back with me. I almost hate that you sound just like her when you say that. Sorry, I'm not trying to take my anger out on you. I know you're just trying to help. Look at me, reverting to my old ways at the drop of a hat.
8 had absolutely no idea what she meant by that, but she decided it was best not to pry right now.
Still, you can't just deny that she's gone.
Of course not. I hate that it's happened, but if Ganai says it happened, then there's little chance it hasn't. And I'm familiar enough with a connection to my partner to know that I have a connection to you now, not her anymore. I just didn't want to admit it until there was no other choice. 8 nodded in understanding.
I really do get that she was so important to you.
It's not just that, though. All of this means that everything we worked for was for nothing! Gatomon yelled furiously as she sprung to her feet, throwing her claws up in the air in frustration. Trying to make a better world for humans and Digimon alike, and it all goes down the freaking drain! Ah!
It could have happened in any number of ways, though. Like, I don't know, a freak meteor strike.
I'm pretty sure we could have dealt with an incoming meteor somehow. But, yeah, you're right. Gatomon sat back down. So many hopes and dreams, snuffed out forever. It's tragic.
Then we'll carry that torch for those who are gone. I can't deny Octolings and Inklings have issues too. Considering what I've seen and heard about humans, they seemed a lot like us. Maybe we were put on this earth by some higher power to continue where humans left off. I don't know. But it'll definitely all be for nothing if you let Order do what he wants.
Noticing that Gatomon was saying nothing, 8 decided to continue, shifting the topic a little bit.
Besides, you know Kari better than I do. If she was here, what would she do?
She'd say stopping Order's plot is the right thing to do, and throw every fiber of her being into it. She'd probably be chiding me for sitting around moping when the world needs saving.
Sorry. I'm not trying to guilt trip you.
No, it's fine. Gatomon got back up on her feet. I'm the one who needs to get my act together. Like it or not, we're partners now. She paused and then shook her head. No, that's being unfair to you. I don't dislike you at all. You've been nothing but nice and kind to me since we first met. And I really appreciate that. Gatomon turned to 8. You were chosen to inherit Kari's light for a reason. And...
You don't need to give some grand speech to justify it.
8 smiled, extending a hand to Gatomon, palm facing upwards.
Is it really that hard to just say you want to be friends?
Gatomon looked down at 8's hand and smiled, putting her paw on top. 8 couldn't help but marvel at how soft it was. You sure know how to cut to the chase, huh? Yeah, I'd like us to be friends, if that's okay with you.
Of course. Are you ready to head back now?
Sure, let's go. The pair began to walk back, passing by the ephemeral buildings. Gatomon broke the unnatural silence. So, is your name actually 8? Seems a bit on the nose for an octopus.
I don't remember my real name, actually.
8 said, scratching her cheek.
I lost my memories, and I'm still missing most of them. It was my girlfriend's idea to call me 8. Before that, the only identity I had was Agent 8 of the new Squid Peaks platoon.
Splatoon? You don't mean platoon?
Nope.
You guys are weird, but I guess that explains why you've got some fighting experience. That's certainly a step up from the previous Digidestined, who got forced into their roles while they were in elementary school. For Pete's sake, when I partnered with Kari, she was 8 years old. Oh, god damn it! Seriously? Gatomon threw up her paws in exasperation. 8th Digidestined at the age of 8, and now I'm partnered to someone whose name is literally 8? Why does that number keep popping up? 8 couldn't help but bust a gut, laughing at the coincidence.
Oh god, that is amazing. But seriously, they were that young? Inklings and Octolings can't even participate in ink battles until they're like 14 at the earliest. Why would kids that young be forced to save the world?
Because the gods of the digital world were freaking nuts. Homeostasis and Yggdrasil both had a bizarre sense of morality. Yggdrasil especially was a lunatic. Homeostasis had good intentions, but I don't think it ever properly understood humans or Digimon or the kind of world we wanted to create together. Also, it believed in the balance between good and evil, as if any amount of evil was at all a good thing.
So, did they die with the old digital world then?
That gave Gatomon pause for a moment. We already destroyed Yggdrasil when he became too unreasonable. I don't know about homeostasis. Again, I served it, but... We never actually asked who was handling assignments for New Digidestined. Probably best to ask when we get back.
Well, one way or another, I'm one of the New Digidestined. Do you have any advice for me?
Gatomon tapped her chin with her claw. Well, try not to get turned into a keychain by an insane clown. Seriously, not a fun time. 8 just stopped, trying desperately to process what she just heard.
What?